Listen, some of you guys are gonna need to take your New Year's resolution and rip them apart right now. Okay, hold on. Let me ask you this question. How many of your resolutions for 2024 did you achieve? Now, if you one of these unicorns that, got them all done, okay, you good. You're not part of the people I'm talking about. But I know most of us, got sidetracked by February. And what do they say? Foolishness is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So we're gonna change that this year. Now, to do well in any creative endeavor, you probably gonna need those three elements. Number three is gears. Number two is resources, and number one is accountability. Now let's talk about number three, gears. Now, let's assume you want to be a musician, a pianist, or you want to play the violin, the guitar. The first thing you need is the instrument, right? And a lot of the time, these things are expensive. And since this is a piano channel, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, if you don't have a weighted keys piano, you need to upgrade right now. I'm serious. There's no way you can learn to play the piano professionally with your lightweight, keyboards. Because there isn't even one professional setting where you're gonna play with that. If you're gonna play the organ, the organ is lightweight. But if you're gonna play the piano or you wanna be a keyboardist, you need to practice with weighted keys, meaning your home keyboard has to be weighted keys. And if you could get yourself a hammer action, that is the cherry on the top. So I got myself, not even myself, actually, to this day, I haven't bought myself a piano yet. You know, all of the piano I have practiced in are like either church piano or borrowed piano. So the piano I bought was for my girlfriend, now fiance. Um, so I bought it for $200 and it was used. Okay. It was both weighted keys and hammer action. Well, she never practiced, so I use it for the most part. Now, when I first started teaching lessons, the piano I used to suggest my students, it was like around $700-800, and then I discovered this new piano. They are like Casio piano. I discovered this new one which was like around $500. And a couple weeks ago, since I started the free lessons on WhatsApp, I discovered this new piano, which is like around 300 or something. But if you don't want to spend a lot of money, the best way for you to get a good piano is get something used. You might have a friend that has one and they don't play it anymore. They can either borrow it to you like for free, or you can purchase it from them or something like that. But I don't suggest buying like an actual acoustic piano if you're just starting off, because your ear is not good enough to know when it's out of tune, so you might train your ear in the wrong way. So I just don't suggest that. A lot of the time you can find those for free on marketplace, but unless you're willing to pay a lot of money to get it tuned professionally, don't do that. Get yourself an electric piano or a keyboard. Now here's why this is important, because when you have the piano, you invested the money in purchasing the piano, or you have it at home and you see it, you make sure you place it somewhere you can see it every day, not in the garage, not under the bed, but make sure you set it up somewhere you're gonna see it every day. you know Even when you don't have time to practice, you know you're probably gonna learn slow, but at least you'll learn something. That's what's important. It's starting, and the best way to start is by first making sure you have a piano, because a lot of people keep saying, I want to learn the guitar, I want to learn this, I want to learn that, but they're not even purchasing the instrument. How you gonna learn? Now, number two is resources. There isn't a lack of resources. There are millions of YouTube videos where you can learn from. There are, you can pay for a piano lesson. I had a lifetime membership. It's not really lifetime. It was like for 15 years. For this website is called Tone Base, where they give you literally like classical training. It's like going to the university at this point, because it's like college professors, all around the world who are teaching you. And right now they even have other instruments like guitar and a bunch of instruments. But at the time I only had the membership for 15 years for the piano. So there isn't a lack of resources. If you are complaining, you don't know, you're lying to yourself. That's a lie. There are plenty of books and stuff. To get the knowledge, you don't need a teacher, you don't need anything. Now, where the teacher comes in is on number one, which is the most important part, which is accountability. Now, you may have an instrument, you may have all the resources, which channel to look at, but if you don't have the accountability, you can't progress. And especially when you're starting out, even if you were a disciplined person, if you're starting out with music, you need someone to hold you accountable. Trust me. Because if you only have the resources, you can learn them in the wrong order. There are stuff that you're trying to do. If you actually learn the basics, the preliminary of what you need to know, it would be way easier and you would learn it way faster. But because some of us, we do it because we can't afford having a teacher, someone to hold us accountable. But some of us do it just from arrogance. And I used to be one of these people because I wanted to have the pride of being self-taught. Well, it was kind of both. First, I couldn't afford it. When you are doing lessons, you don't realize how expensive piano lessons are until you are on the other end, and you're actually the one paying the lessons. So right now, I am taking lessons. You should never stop taking lessons if you can afford it, right? Even if you're already professional, there is gonna be someone else who's more professional than you. So you should keep learning, and having this person holding you accountable. Things that would take you a year to do, you might do it in a week. You know, I was surprised to see what my student would do in 2 years, and these are things that took me like 7, 8, 10 years to learn. I'm like, wait, hold on, you're going too fast. And sometimes honestly, it made me jealous because I'm like, wait, I wish I had a teacher from the beginning because I would learn things so fast. Yeah, and now once I realized that, trust me, if I could afford it, I would get lesson for everything, for piano, for bass, for my vocal lessons, mixing lessons, photography, videography, editing, mastering, everything, because all these things are gonna help you. All these things are necessary in the music industry. So yeah, and if you can do all these things on your own, these things are expensive. To make one song, it can cost you $2,000. To make an album, up to $15,000. So, and at some places it can be even more expensive than that. So if you can do these things on your own, it would be better. So well, at some point you would still need to get help, to outsource some of these things, but at least if you can do them, but even when someone else is doing it, but at least hey, that's not right. You have to do it this way instead. And here's the thing, here's a bonus tip: get started. You don't need to wait for a new year. You don't need to wait for a new month. You don't need to wait for a new day. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, you will never do it. And this applies to everything in life. You just need to take action and start right now. Get your piano, or start practicing, or get yourself a teacher so you can move faster, or come into a class. Bottom line is, do something. Get the ball rolling. Don't wait for February. Don't wait for March or April. Start. So that's my advice. I'll see you guys in the next video.